From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
It's a big evening as the new Evenings LALATE is debuted direct from Santa Monica, California. As we go over your fourth stimulus check update of 2021, in tonight's recording, the Democrats are likely to give you more months of checks. And why are both House and Senate Democrats battling to give you additional sums of checks? Then we turn to the recon. A done deal. $3.5 trillion of checks that come to the American people. These are application-based generally. I'll show you how to get these big sums of money and how not to be a donut girl or donut guy. And then we cut to the voting process as we're just days away as the fourth stimulus recon is about to happen. And you're going to pounce as a purple hawk. We'll go over all that big money as well and the fifth stimulus and show how one viewer crashed the surf and crashed the waves to $100,000 from this channel. I have all the details across the board as we go into a big night of Evenings LA, starting right here, right now, direct from Santa Monica, California, as the new LALATE Evenings debuts. Hey, good evening, everybody. It's a big evening across the board, and I'm excited for you for all the incredible details unfolding tonight. In this fourth stimulus check update of 2021, direct from Santa Monica, we go over all the incredible details across the board. We'll be going over first that monthly stimulus check and why the Democratic members are all trying to give you lots of checks. Then we turn to the recon and why deal done, $3.5 trillion of checks are set to come to you, but they're application based. I'll disseminate and separate them across the board. Then we turn to the biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel that viewers are now continuing to get as Purple Hawks are getting over $100,000. I'll have that and more. And then we'll turn, of course, to fifth stimulus, which is going to rock everyone's world. It's a big night and it's a big evening, and this is LALATE. Well, thank you for joining me as the big new Evenings LALATE comes on into the shore. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this channel. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Coming up next is Overnight's Crypto, and then tomorrow morning, the new Early Morning to LA. You better be up early tomorrow morning to see that one. It's at 4 a.m. So subscribe, like the video, and consider becoming a member. Let's get into that monthly stimulus check starting right now. House versus Senate, Senate versus House. And here's what you need to know is that the recon, $3.5 trillion of checks to the American people, has checks of all magnitudes. It's virtually all checks. But in addition to that, there's a push on the way to get you stimulus checks in that recon as well. So let's go over all the details and understand what are those pushes and what's happening. House versus Senate, Senate versus House. Let's go over everyone at play that is actually pushing to get this out the door. Well, we got Warren, we got Sanders, we have the senators, Democrats, progressives, including Wyden. Their push, a monthly stimulus check, writing the president a letter saying you need to give the American people a monthly stimulus check. The amount unknown. Then House, AOC, Omar, writing the president a $2,000 monthly stimulus check. They detail as monthly, but unlike Warren and Sanders, they give a price tag, $2,000 a month. Deliciousness. Then we have the House bill, which has been detailed on this channel for several weeks. $1,000 a month after the first month. This is pandemic plus 1 year. And if you heard the breaking news that happened live on air when I was recording this morning at Mornings LALATE, live from Santa Monica, the CDC made the announcement that I had even been discussing with the pharmacists last Friday in private. I said, hey, when do you think they're going to open that booster shot for everyone else? And we both said in the next few days. And sure enough, it happened. The booster shot has now been approved nationwide for people who are vaccinated already. The third booster shot is available 8 months after your second dose. So in the case of mine, I got my second dose in February, so mine is in just a few weeks from now. There you go. Meantime, that is why the House bill would likely pay more than 12 checks, which would be more than $13,000. And compare that to this and the House. Well, House Ways and Means members, they've written the president a letter as well. They want a monthly stimulus check under the fourth. They don't say how much monthly, but they do say monthly. And then they also want a fifth stimulus check, but they don't say the amount or how often. Finally, one of the big stories that's getting a lot of news coverage is this. The American petition. Americans now numbering nearly 3 million Americans have signed a petition asking for a $2,000 monthly stimulus check. Whether you call it the Delta stimulus check or just the reoccurring stimulus check, that is the push underway. So there you go. Who gets this forced stimulus check? How does it work? And all the details of it starting right now. Well, the Democrats represent, they want to give you a forced stimulus check. And, well, the push is underway to get it into the forced stimulus recon. In the second half of this video, we'll be going over that recon and why that recon is a done deal. It's going to happen. It's going to get passed. And it's going to have the biggest payout of checks for you and the American people, in addition to the issue of stimulus checks in there. That's in the second half of this video. In the third part of this video, we go over the voting process and why we're just a few days away. In fact, it's on Monday to pass the recon procedure. It's just a second away, a blink away, and then more about this stimulus. But first, let's get a pen and paper ready because I want to get you some money for rent, utilities, food, and internet. This has been the biggest payout that viewers have gotten. Why do I still air third stimulus videos on this channel? Because third stimulus is still paying out. Why are we forgetting the big money of third stimulus and focusing on fourth stimulus, which is not law, when third stimulus is paying $55,000? Yeah, we don't sort of forget about $55,000. I don't. If something is paying you $100,000, do you forget it? No, that's not what Lorraine did either. And in this video, we're going to go over all that big money starting right now. So get in pen and paper ready, and let's get some money for rent, utilities, food, or internet, and additional sums of money. When I first started recording about rent, I said I could get you $5,000. I was wrong. Bam. Viewers are now getting over $27,000 for rent. This is under third stimulus. Elizabeth Purple Hawk got $27,000. Mark got $25,000 for rent from third stimulus. He told his neighbor, hey, watch that kid, LALATE. He's the real deal. The neighbor went from $0 to $20,000 in just a few days from third stimulus rent. Nancy, $24,000 for rent. Richard, $22,000. And Nisi, $20,000. I promised you more success stories tonight, and they are still coming on in. So if you have not sent me a message on social media, private message, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, at LALATE, please send them to me. Johnny reports to me today, just today, that he got $12,000 for SNAP. Kathy reports to me that she got $13,400 for rent. She got water, and she got $6,000 a year for SNAP. Great job, Kathy. Triple Crown. And then Helen reports to me she's a Triple Crown winner as well. She got $4,000 for rent, $2,000 for utilities, electric, and $2,000 for water. I love that because she got 2 items of utilities. And who are the other success stories recently? Well, Pamela reports to me she got $12,000 for rent. Carla got $1,700 for utilities and some SNAP. Tiffany got $13,000 for rent and SNAP and other items. Randy got $6,000 for rent and also utilities. Jennifer got $5,000 of rent and lights and SNAP. And Cecilia got $1,200 for heat. That's a heap of heat. Can we top that? Yes, we can. Let's do it. Bam. Whoa, that's a heap of heat right there. So here's some utility success stories. Nancy. There's Nancy again. There's Mark again. $7,000 for utilities, $6,500 for utilities from Mark. Wow. Nancy and Mark got 2 items. Angela got $5,000 for as well. You see how many people are getting these multiple sums of items, of numbers? We have the people overnight, the new success stories today. People are learning to get multiple items. Let's turn to some SNAP. You ready? Let's see if there's any Triple Crown winners. Oh, there's Nancy. She got 3 items. Nancy with $5,000. John, $10,000, $1,200. At $10,000 to $12,000. And Louie, $18,000 for SNAP. So who are our Triple Crown winners, including our new ones, which I revealed just minutes ago. They're not on the graphic, but here we go. Here are some other Triple Crown winners. Bam! Oh boy, Nisi getting $32,000 for 3 items. Nancy getting $32,000 for 3 items. Nancy and Nisi, $32,000 and $23,000 from 3 items. And Mark getting $32,000 from 2 items, Mark? What are you doing on my graphic? That graphic's about 3 items. How'd you get in there with 2 items? Well, this is what happened. Mark had gotten 2 items, and on camera, I said for 5 days, I said to Mark, go get SNAP. Why did you not get a SNAP and get that 3rd item? Because SNAP is a SNAP. That's what they call it, SNAP. Go get it. And guess what? He got SNAP. He got SNAP. He went back and got it within just a few days. This shows you the speed in which you push as a Purple Power. You can get things really quickly. And how much did he get for a family of 4? For family annualized. He did not get a few $100s. No, he got $19,000, bringing his grand total to $50,500. And this is what we do here. And we're continuing doing it bigger and bolder every day. We started doing this on day one when EIDL grants and loans applications were stalled up. And I went on air. I started recording with a camera. And I said, hey, let me get your applications approved out of that stall mode. It was March 30th, March 31st, 408. Remember that? The 330, the 330, and the 331 of the 484 text. I got $25 million of EIDL loans approved, saving people's homes, their businesses, and their employees' homes. But then we had the problem about second stimulus. It was not coming. It was a $600 stimulus check. It wasn't a lot, but it wasn't coming. And I stepped forward. I got viewers $250,000 of rent in December. Paid their bills like Tyrone. Family of four out of Boston. He heard my videos. He went and got that rent. $16,000 paid all his rent to the new year. And now we're doing it again. The only difference is you. You, as a Purple Hawk, are pouncing and getting bigger sums of money than we have ever seen in the history of this channel. And if you thought the ceiling was with Mark, it's not. Here you go. I introduce you Lorraine, getting $105,000 for rent, utilities, food, and additional. And she pushed and understood there is no ceiling. I can push as high as I can push. And I want you tonight to be the next Lorraine. So get that pen and paper ready. I'm so excited you're joining me. We can get some rent, utilities, food, internet, mortgage assistance, and more. We're going to start right now with some introductory remarks. Number one, I'm going to show you 6 places to apply. So you do not apply to one and stop. That's not pushing Purple Power. You apply to all 6. Number 2, if you apply to one, it says no, don't stop, because they have different eligibility. So you're going to hear one, and they say, no, don't stop, because they have different eligibility. Number 3, each place has their own pot of money. So don't worry if you get denied in one, you just turn to the next. Also, every state is paying. There's money in every single state. Finally, don't take yourself out of the equation because you say, I am a person who wears a blue shirt in front of a yellow surfboard. They don't pay those type of people. They pay surfers. Who said that? And there you go. Are you ready? Here are the 6 places you're going to reach out to. Your city hall, your city housing authority. Your county hall, your county housing authority. Your state hall, your state housing authority. And the keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, or mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. You don't say words they don't know, like stimulus, or wonderful Ron Wyden's dance routine. Excuse me. The visual on that 6'10" tall person doing that dance routine. Can't do it. Can't visualize that. And there you go. If you got money for rent or utilities, post in the live chat right now. Let's cut now to some money for your Snap. Snap is incredible. You saw Louie get $18,000, Mark get $19,000. Lynn Glenn got it for herself and her son and her mom. How much does Snap pay? It pays a lot. A family of 4 out of Boston gets upwards of out of Hawaii, gets up to $15,000 a year right now. But if you're on the live show on Monday on this channel, you saw the breaking news when I announced it, the first place. You're going to see it anywhere. Snap is now going higher. 15% was the result of 2 executive orders that ran from January to September nationally, but they're expiring. So Biden on Monday called up Department of Agriculture and said, hey, higher. You need to go higher. I'm not doing another executive order. You need to do it. And they did it. And this is what they're doing with Snap. While the 15% is expiring, starting in October, automatically, if you're on Snap, your benefits will go up on average 25% lifetime. Oh my goodness. So Mark, who is at $19,000, for example, he will look at Snap at about $25,000 annualized. It's incredible. You're winning again, Purple Power. So if you've gotten money for Snap, post your success stories in the live chat. Lynn Glenn got for herself, her son, and her mom as well. The next pile of money is the refund check coming back from your state due to overpayment and computer error. Where is it landing? Direct deposit. Can you track it? Yeah, contact your state. Say, hey, state, can you track the check due to overpayment and computer error and unemployment benefits? And can you turn on the computer? Oh, sure, sir. I was outside in the Cadillac. Is that sirloin? I don't know. We'll find out soon as a familiar face is returning. And can we top that? Yes, as we go into the final pack of money, which is that money coming back from the federal government on that 2020 tax return that you paid unemployment benefits on. Margaret got it, Todd got it, Michael got it. Where's it landing? It's landing direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. But guess what? It's a waivable check. It's a waivable check, and there's a new check every week. The average payout's about $1,200 to $1,400. So there you go. Here's a little bit more about that in a second. But first, here's a personal message. If you're in the live chat and you have not posted your success story for rent, utilities, food, or internet, post it, because you inspire other Purple Hawks to go get these sums of money. When you post your success stories, people realize, wait a second, I need to go get these money. People don't realize that rent is being paid out at over $20,000. They think it's a few $100s. And then some people don't realize to get multiple sums of utilities. You know, that was a message I said on air live today at noontime. I said, don't just get water and heating oil, get water and electric. And you heard the people on the success story overnight, they got multiple utilities. I love that. That's exactly what I want you to do. Kathy got water and she got, Helen got electric and she got water. Great job, Helen. And then you have people getting bigger sums of money. People never knew about Snap till they found this channel. Many people, like Larry Maui, he's getting $500 a month because he found this channel. And finally, people like Art Sullivan, who got 3 items, and Nisi, who got 3 items, are absolutely wonderful people, viewers. They inspired other people to get 3 items, like Mark and Nancy and Lorraine. And finally, in the case of Lorraine, we see the numbers going bigger and bolder than ever before. So there you go. Let's come back to those unemployment benefits, go over them right now. So where are they landing? That refund check, direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. Can you track it? Yeah, go to irs.gov and do a transcript search. And 70% of the time it'll work, and it'll reveal the tax return you filed or the taxes you paid. And then it'll also reveal stuff you wish you'd never seen. It'll reveal, is muddled really a color, or is it murdered? I just seen MURDLLED in some of the chats, and I see murdered. Murdered is not a color. It's an Agatha Christie show, and muddled is not a color. So I just don't know. And there you go. It'll also reveal the refund check you're getting back from IRS. Can we top that? Yes. As we go into the second part of your 4 stimulus check update 2021 tonight, we go over all the incredible details of what is unfolding with the Senate and the House. Let's go over all that starting right now, direct from Santa Monica. As deal done, $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you under the 4 stimulus recon. How does this work and what's going on? Let me explain what's at issue. It's very simple. The reconciliation is gonna pass, and it's going to have a price tag of $3.5 trillion, and it's going to have the spending of $3.5 trillion. That $3.5 trillion is ostensibly mostly checks for you, spending of checks on you, mostly application based. There's a push underway to also put stimulus checks in there on top of that. But if you've pounced as a Purple Hawk and gotten money from this channel for anything application-based, whether it's PBT or rent or SNAP or anything, you're going to know how to do this, and I'm going to show you when 4 stimulus becomes law. But let's first go over the stimulus check add-on in there that they're trying to get, that many people are trying to get in there, and on top of that as well. So when we go over application-based items, you know what? Let me explain what that is, because people are asking, what is application-based? Stimulus 1 through 3 has always been application-based. There was EIDL, there was PUA, there was PPP, there was PEBT. Application-based means you have to pick up the phone. Means you can't just say, let me go track my bank account and see when it lands in my bank account. You have to pick up the phone. You got to go to a website. You have to call someone or do something. And while $3.5 trillion will be predominantly application-based, there's still a push underway to get stimulus checks in there on top of that. Warren, Sanders, and Wyden, writing the President of the United States, saying we need a monthly stimulus check in there. They say monthly, but they don't say the amount. Then AOC Omar on the House side, they saying we need a monthly stimulus check in there and saying it should be $2,000. We have the House Ways and Means that actually writes the 4 stimulus, saying we're going to be putting 4 stimulus checks in there, saying monthly, but not saying the amount, and then saying they want to do 5th stimulus as well. And then we have, of course, the House bill, which I detail so much of this channel, that provides a stimulus check $1,000 a month after the first month of 2000 for pandemic plus 1 year. And there you go. So how do we get here? We got here by taking roads and bridges out of the recon and leaving you just the recon. And a conservative publication confirms my reporting. The higher the price tag was on the recon before, the harder it was to pass, obviously. But by allowing the Democrats to take out some of the spending from the recon, roads and bridges, put it into the bipartisan, it made the recon smaller, making both the bipartisan and the recon both passable. Incredible, great news. And what's important to remember is that the President of the United States says I must have on my desk in the White House both bodies of law, both the recon and both bodies of legislation, both the recon and the bipartisan. I'm not going to sign one. I have to have both, he says. Now, here's something you're only going to hear from this channel, which is this coming Monday is the next vote on the recon. On the House side, it's going to pass in 10 seconds. Why? Because all they're voting on is the price tag, and they agreed upon the price tag before they started this. The Democrats on both the House and Senate side had been meeting with the White House for weeks before we even started this whole process to get to a price tag, $3.5 trillion. I told you about this before the Senate vote, and that's how the Senate vote proved in 1 second. Well, it's going to be the same case with the House on Monday. And the Democrats had one of the big price tag. They got it. Representative Richie Torres said we need a larger recon price. She got it, $3.5 trillion. And Elon Omar said we have to have a recon that goes as big as bold as we want it, $3.5 trillion. You got it. In fact, the progressives were told by the president to protect the recon because everything in that recon, this check's for you, that are progressive. Brian Schatz and Jalopal, who wrote the fourth stimulus recon bill, says that the White House told them that the White House considers the progressive priorities in the recon of the White House's own priorities. Can we top that? Yes. As 7 members of the House Ways and Means Subcommittee with Jalopal recently wrote the president's letter saying we're going to be putting monthly fourth stimulus checks to the fourth stimulus package. And then 7 members of the House Ways and Means Subcommittee, the one you just heard earlier in this video, who are actually writing the recon, wrote the president a letter saying we're going to be putting monthly fourth stimulus checks in the fourth stimulus recon. Yes. Can we top that? We can, as the President of the United States did it. The President of the United States got the global minimum corporate tax rate into law. He went overseas about 7 weeks ago for having a ceremonial signature. And that ceremonial signature set up the fourth stimulus recon now easier. It's easier to write, easier to vote on, and easier to pass, because this confusing thing about taxes is not in there. And can we top that? We can. It's important to understand who writes a recon. How do they write it? When do they write it? What is the difference between a recon and a recon procedural and a recon substantive? And how soon can they get this done and how much easier is it going to be to get it done? Moreover, why are Purple Hawks going to be able to pounce and get more sums of money under this fourth stimulus recon than anyone else? It's coming up after this commercial break. But first, here's a little bit about the community page. Here's what I want you to know is that I want you to get just one item under third stimulus. I want you to get, $200 for utilities or $300 for water or gas. I want you to get one item because once you get one item, you've done it. You have now achieved the skill set to pounce as a Purple Hawk under fourth stimulus because most of the money will be application based. You have to be able to pick up the phone and call someone and say, I want this thing. And if you did it one time under third stimulus, you know how to do it for fourth stimulus. Of course, I'm going to show you as well. But if you have gotten that one item and you haven't gotten the other items, let's say rent or mortgage or assistance like that, then reach out to the community page. Where are they? They're in the description of this video. Go down the description and find the link. It's on news.lalate.com/community. Here's a little bit about them, and I'll be back with you in 60 seconds as the new Evenings LA continues with the final 15 minutes starting right next. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. and then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now with the new Evenings LA direct from Santa Monica this beautiful evening. In the second half of this video, we'll be going over all the details of what's unfolding on the vote as we go into the recon. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you in this fourth stimulus recon. I'll explain to you how you get these big sums of money and why this will be the biggest payout you've seen in the history of this channel. It's mostly application based, and it's a lot of money. Then we'll be cutting to fifth stimulus as well. And finally, we'll go over why you, as a Purple Hawk, have been ready to pounce to get these big sums of money. And while someone that may have been sitting around as a donut person will just be left with donuts, while you'll be crashing the waves and coming in front and center. And with that, subscribe. A 400,000 subscribers is a YouTube record. I want you part of this channel. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video to 3,000 likes and consider becoming a member. Join me next as Overnight's Crypto is now playing live on the channel. Jump into that show right as well. And then join me tomorrow morning with a brand new Early Mornings LA. All new shows and a whole new flock of programming coming to this channel. So hit that as well. Meantime, the President of the United States, when running for the highest office in the land, said he was going to raise your benefits, and Ron Wyden and others wondered where it was. Now the Democrats are taking care of it in what's called fifth stimulus. Fifth stimulus starts heating up in just days. Fifth stimulus is the raise of your benefits up if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security and Railroad benefits. First step is that they're going to raise your benefits up. And they started legislating this in September. They proposed to get this done by November. That would hit your bank account by November, then apply the benchmark in December for next year's benefits. Let's go over how this works. Step one, they raise your benefit limits up. Then they remove the asset limit. Then they apply the inflationary benchmark, remove the income exclusion, and remove the marriage penalty. Let's go over how that works starting right now. Step number one is they raise your benefits up a lifetime. So if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, your benefits will raise up one time. Then they'll apply a new benchmark. That new benchmark will be inflation, replacing COLA. And that inflation rate is going to be transitory. In fact, the breaking news you're hearing tonight on Evenings LA is that the Fed minutes, which is the Federal Reserve, were released today. And while they did not announce tapering, they did say they'll start considering tapering at the end of this year. Boy, that's right when Jay Powell said that inflation is going to be transitory, a massive spike in December. Yes, that's right where they apply your benefits. How high? I say about 5%. So that's why they're tapering, because they see inflation is kicking in right then. So let's go over the analysis. They'll raise your benefits up, then they'll apply a new benchmark. If the benchmark is 5%, you'll go up another 5%, not just temporary, but a lifetime. Because once your benefits step up, they never step down. They're going to remove the asset cap dating back to a 1980s law. This is you can't have more than $3,000 on hand. It's going to go away. And they're going to remove the income cap dating back to a 1960s law. This is you can't work and stay on benefits. It's going to go away. And finally, the marriage penalty is going to end, and you'll be able to do a pair dance at your own wedding, and Rob and Sandy will be able to get married and no longer fear loss of benefits. Finally, will there be a fifth stimulus check? Yes, the Democrats in that House Ways and Means Committee represent, they're giving you one. And lastly, if you're on the live chat and you've not become a Purple Hawk, what are you doing? Go under this video or click the link that says join here. By becoming a Purple Hawk, you're delivered from me to you nightly a breakdown of all the big money for you to get application based under second stimulus, third stimulus, and proposed under fourth and fifth. Purple Hawks have really, really improved so dramatically in just a few months. I launched it in January. But even before January, we were doing a version of it. It was in December of last year when I said, hey, there's a $600 stimulus check. Don't be focused on $600 because it's going to come and then you're going to use it up. And I said, focus on getting the big other sums of money I can get you, like rent and utilities. And that's why Tyrone, family for out of Boston, at a time it was hard to get rent, got it. $16,000, paying all his rent to the new year. In January, it got easier because third stimulus was passed. And I said, hey, you're going to get a $1,400 stimulus check. But don't sit around and eat a donut and say, I love the $1,400. Where is my next $1,400 after that? I said, no, you have to pounce as a Purple Hawk and get all the other sums of money across the board because they're application based. And now the Purple Hawks are coming in with flying colors and really pouncing and get massive sums of money. Purple Hawks are getting money sums that we never thought maybe were possible. Now $20,000 is a common number for rent. Several thousands of dollars is a common number for utilities. And what's important to know is that these are big sums of money. And when we turn to fourth stimulus, it's going to be the same like first, second, and third stimulus. First, second, and third stimulus were application-based stimulus packages. They had things where you had to apply. It was not automatic in my bank account. I don't have to do anything. I can just hold a donut. PPP, PEBT, PUA, EIDL, you had to do something. That's how this channel established itself, by explaining to you how to get things. I was never here to just tell you what day things land in your bank account. I was here to help you figure out how to get things. And that's what fourth stimulus is all about. So consider becoming a member. The link's under the video. And with that, we go into the final 15 minutes of this video starting right now. Deal done. $3.5 trillion under the fourth stimulus recon is basically a done deal. Let me show you why. Number one, this coming Monday is the proposed firm date. Actually, not proposed firm date. It is the firm date for when Steny Hoyer represents the House will be voting on the recon procedural. Now, recon procedural is very, very basic. It's basically asking two questions. What amount and for what committees? Well, the amount has already been agreed upon. Why do we have to vote on it? Because it's just ceremonial. They've already agreed upon a $3.5 trillion price tag, so this is going to get done in a blink of an eye. And with that, the recon then procedural then basically says, hey, we commit a certain amount of money to different committees. And that is all it's basically saying. It's saying, hey, let's send $10 to that committee and $20 to that committee, and the overall price tag is $3.5 trillion. Once they do that, then it's time to then go do the recon substantive. At that point, they determine how much money to spend among the different committee, how the committee is supposed to spend the money now it's been given it. Who is it spending the money on? When is it spending the money on? And all the details across the board. What's great about this fourth stimulus recon is that it's all checks for you. That's why the president said, protect my recon, because everything in that recon is checks for you. Checks for seniors, checks for workers. And while we don't have the actual physical bill yet, I have some of the proposals, and here you go. So there's checks for free school meals for all, checks for tax breaks, checks for cheaper prescription medication, checks for immigration reform, checks for farmers, checks for free internet, lots of checks for workers and seniors, checks for workers, checks for independent contractors, checks for unions, checks for seniors alike, checks for vision, checks for hearing, checks for dental, lowering the eligibility age, and more for Medicare. I love the Purple Hawks. They've already been sending me messages. How do I get this money? It's not law yet. But remember, anyone who says, how do I get the internet and the dental? I want to apply at that application website. No, you don't want to have someone doing your teeth that also does your internet. They're drilling holes in the wall to put the wiring for the internet, and then they'll just use the same drill on your teeth. No, we don't want that. Not at all. And there you go. Fourth stimulus recon is very, very simple. Now, here's what you also need to know is that the push is still underway to get those stimulus checks in there on top of the spending amounts of money we've already gone over. Again, $3.5 trillion of checks for the American people, application-based, are generally all in there. But there's still a push underway to get those stimulus checks in there on top of that. There's enough room. There's a lot of room to put stimulus checks in there of all magnitude. So that is why Seats for Stimulus is heating up. Seats for Stimulus is a social media campaign I launched last year that said, hey, give us the right stimulus or we're taking your seats. Hashtag seats, the number 4, stimulus. And there's 6 House seats up for grabs. So 6 House seats are up for grabs in the next few days, but they're campaigning right now. So you need to go on social media and say, hey, you need to spend the right money on the right places. Those House committees, when they spend the money, better spend it the right places or I'm taking your seat. And then next year, 34 of 100 Senate seats are up for grabs as well. Meantime, what do you need to know going into the new week or even the end of the week? Because there's a lot of details across the board. A lot of moves and a lot of twists and a lot of things to remember about this money. Let me go over all the details that you need to remember as we go into this big evenings direct from Santa Monica tonight. Here is the big recap. Number 1, $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you and the American people. This is a done deal. That the recon is going to pass. There's no one that's going to block it. The price tag is not going to be blocked, and it's going to pass. So that's a done deal. The only question is where they're spending the money and how are they splitting the money and how are they writing the money. It's all checks from the American people, but they can spend them in different types of ways. And ultimately, I'm here to make sure you get every single penny in that fourth stimulus recon. If you've gotten one item under second stimulus or third stimulus by picking up the phone or calling or going to a website, whether it's the phone company, the electric company, the water, or gas, or heat, or, rent, utilities, anything. If you've gotten one sum of money, you are going to kill it under fourth stimulus recon with me as well. Because fourth stimulus recon is come and get your money. It's not I'm sending you the money most of the time. They're trying to put stimulus checks there on top of that, but that is not what's guaranteed. The guaranteed is the $3.5 trillion of checks coming to you. And it's a lot of checks. First stimulus package this big, second stimulus package this big, third stimulus package this big, fourth this big. Lots and lots of checks for you. So that donut guy or donut gal, when they look at fourth stimulus and it becomes law, may get very confused as they got confused under second stimulus. $600 didn't really cut it for anyone. And some people just focused on $600 with the donut and second stimulus and then didn't realize there was tens of thousands of dollars in there. If you sat back in January and had not watched this channel at the time and said, I just heard a $1,400 stimulus check was passed on the third stimulus package. Yeah, you're right. But did you know that there was also tens of thousands of dollars passed in the third stimulus package as well? No, I did not. Well, if you're a viewer of me at the time, you would have known. But elsewhere, a lot of people didn't talk about it. Who was telling you in January that you could have gotten $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 under third stimulus? No. They were focusing on $1,400. And why? Because $1,400 versus $50,000, sort of like, Marco Rubio standing next to Ron Wyden. It's just not, it's just a little bit different. It's just a little, hi Ron, how are you? There you go. So it's just a little bit different. Here's what I need you to know going into the big evening. Here's the recap. Number one, the recon is going to pass. It's going to start passing its procedural step on Monday. It will pass the procedural step on Monday. Then it'll go to recon substantive. That's going to pass. There's no Republican that's going to block it, and there's no Democrat that's going to block it. And then the president has two bodies of legislation he needs on his desk, recon and also bipartisan. Not one is going to work against the other because the president made clear, I have to have both of them. When that recon passes, there's going to be a fortune of money in there for you. And if you've pounced and get any of these months money otherwise in the recent days, then you're ready to go. Finally, got to keep on pushing Purple Power because the push to get whether you're AOC or your Jalapal to get those stimulus checks is still underway. No time to hold up your donut and say, when's a stimulus check automatically land in my bank account? No, you got to push. And remember, it's seats for stimulus. And with that, it's been a big, great day. Thank you for all your incredible subscriber growth. Thank you for all your kind messages as the new shows are coming to this channel, including the new Evenings LA tonight. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers is a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 3,000 likes. And thank you for the nearly 100 plus new members joining daily to this channel. Stay informed, stay focused. Have a beautiful evening across the board. I'm so excited for you, and I look forward to seeing you next on Overnight's Crypto playing on this channel. Then join me for the throwback shows on third stimulus. They're very helpful because it shows you about the tens of thousands of dollars you can get starting right now. And stay with Evenings LA for more.